Unstoppable force meets an immovable object. Two heavyweight behemoths fighting for the CSL undisputed heavyweight title. Justice versus Tommy. Welcome to The Gloves Are Off. Let's get straight into it then, guys. See, Tommy, it's your first time fighting on CSL.
Yeah.
You looking forward to it?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think CSL have started on the right foot with me. I think the best promotion I've walked into, hands down. I think the quality of the stuff that you provide, the information that the communication, the level of opposition, your roster. I think a run fan gem. So I've got a lot of good to say about it, CSL. 100%.
First time fighting. I mean, Justice, you're a mainstay with the promotion. Another show for you. Looking forward to it.
I'm always ready. Alhamdulillah. Big up to CSL for putting a great platform. I've been fighting for CSL for a while now, so every time it gets better and better. And yeah.
Well on the second. Of course, let's take a step back. Let's get to the nitty gritty. Let's get to the roots. First time fighting on the show. Let's find out a little bit about you, Tommy. Where'd you come from? How was it like growing up for you as well?
I grew up in Birmingham in a rough estate, and basically I've had a really rough upbringing. Basically a diamond that grew from the dirt, you know, as they say, a rose that grew from concrete.
It's been polished, but, you know, with the upbringing, did you get into many fights as a result because of the rough estate that you grew up on?
Yes, a lot of fights indeed. I beat up all the local groups of gangs, beat up a lot of people. Basically, once I beat up one main head member, you know, my name became a target, and I was seen as more of a vulnerable person, so I get a lot more challenges because of it. So yeah, I went around my area beating everybody up. That's fun. Be nice if you are.
No, that kind of led probably to your boxing career as a result, would you say?
Yeah. It also hindered it also.
Right. Hindered it in what sort of way?
Because when I was about 16, I got into a fight with one lad and he cut my face open. So when my face was split open, at that age, I just thought, I can't do boxing now because if someone hits me, my skin will reopen or whatever. But little did I know, I was just young and stupid, innit? Right. But obviously, if I knew that now, like it's literally not even a bother, you know, it doesn't concern it at all. My fights, yeah, I probably would have had a different mindset then, but
you live and you learn.
Yeah.
And Justice, obviously yourself, like, tell this to us a little bit about your upbringing as well, like where you're from as well.
From a good background. I started boxing all my life. I started off karate for about 4 or 5 years. Then I started grappling for about 3 or 4 years. And I went to boxing. So before my father passed away in 2014, he wanted me to box. So when he passed away, I got locked up, whatever, I come out. And boxing just changed my life, really. And I'm doing it for my pops. So every time I fight, it's for him. Like, that was his wish before he passed away. So alhamdulillah, I'm looking down and making him proud. So that's more than enough for me.
Cool. It's massive respect to you for that as well. And Dad will definitely be watching as well on second belt for the undisputed belt. But you mentioned karate. Obviously, you know, Mr. Miyagi might be in your corner for all we know. So, yeah. Let's talk about this fight then, guys. Obviously, it's the CSL undisputed belt that's on the line. I'm going to go back to you with this question, Justice. You actually fought for the CSL undisputed belt on CSL9. You lost to a mutual of yours, Perry. How did you think that fight went? Did you think you lost it? Do you think you won it? How do you think it went?
I'm not going to lie, you win some, you lose some. I'm not a sole loser, it's a learning curve. But I must have started off slow in the first round. And I must have caught it back just in time in the last 2 rounds. But like I said, you learn, you move on, you come back strong.
Of course, and that's a name you've definitely heard of. Tommy,
yeah.
Perry Atkinson.
Yeah.
Did you manage to check his fight out?
I watched it because obviously Perry had been a former opponent of mine. I thought I scored the first fight to Perry, but I feel like obviously he was an away fight, Perry. I think that you have to do more than just enough. Like, he done enough when I scored it myself, but just did enough going away and enough. If you're going to go away fighter, you need to do more than enough because, you know, getting the ticket sold, getting everything organised. If you're just showing up and fighting as an away fighter, you're already you're at an advantage because you're not running around selling tickets. So I don't think he did rip the title, didn't rip the winning from Justice. But if I was being scoring it critically and fairly, then I would have said he done enough to win it. But yeah, the rematch happened, but he took the win with stride, took the loss with stride. And here we are now, but obviously, you know, I'm the one who beat Perry also, do you know what I mean? So just one, this is an undisputed title. I think it makes sense because, you know, you've obviously improved since you've last fought Perry, but since both times. And obviously, you probably would give Perry a better run for his money, but since I'm the one who beat Perry, and I am the best in the West Midlands, and that's just now it's time to prove it next weekend.
It's time to prove it, and before we go on to next weekend, let's take one step back as well. You guys were meant to fight a couple of years ago. the wicked and bad card. Let's talk through what actually happened. Obviously, you were meant to fight Tommy.
He made the video, start fight any heavyweight. So I made the video saying I will fight you, especially in June Then I'm not an Instagram follower or cloud chaser. I'll fight anyone, anytime, any place, just for mentality. So I was supposed to fight on Wicked and Bad, and I was supposed to fight on JK Show, I think, or something like that, in Birmingham or something. I was supposed to fight Tommy Hench, then a guy called Wisdom the Prophet, and on a 4-day notice, I fought a guy called where he'd be sparring Daniel the Bar, Johnny Fisher, and I took him on a 4-day notice. I didn't have to, so I went in. Even he tried his best to try and knock me out. I took him to 5 rounds, he won on points. But it's just, I've lost, but at the same time, I'm getting respect on the show, where he that type of guy knocked out a lot of mans in the first and second round. So I took him to 5 rounds. And so it's a learning curve. So it's just one of them things, like I said.
It's a learning curve. It was a massive platform as well. And the commentators on that fight afterwards, they were saying, Massa respects you, but you need to get the fight on with Tommy. Tommy, you didn't get to fight on that card. What kind of happened?
Well, obviously, Banks. I was just come off the win against Freedom.
Yeah.
For the nice gloves up London title, and after that win, I felt pretty. I says, look, if we're gonna have to get up again and carry on fighting again, I says, you have to sort something out. And nothing much, literally just nothing much. But he refused to do it. So I said, I we're going to fight, regardless. He was lined up. I just felt like me and Bats. I've done his Sunday Smokes. I've done his Wicked and Bad main event. I've done a lot, so I felt like but if you're not going to move an inch from me, I'm not. Why don't jump oceans for people that don't jump puddles for you. Mm-hmm. So I decided not to do it, and nothing to do with my opponent, nothing to do with any other reason. Just that it wasn't things weren't making sense across the table between me and Baxter.
Well, of course, a fight I know is this worth. It's good to have in the sport at the end of the day, but with that fight as well, that you were meant to have with Tommy originally didn't happen. And then you wanted to fight him for the next 2 years. Why do you think it didn't reach you, odds? Why do you think it didn't happen, the fight between yourself and Tommy afterwards?
Well, meant to be. It just made it happen there. So big up to CSL for making it happen. And like I said, I got a lot of stuff for Tommy. He knocked out a lot of man on Sunday Smoke. He's quite popular in Birmingham. So 2 million people from Birmingham fighting. So we found out he was the best on the night there.
He was the best. And looking at obviously Tommy's record, he's 25-5. Fought some big names as well. Are there anything that you see in Tommy's game that you're thinking, it's going to be a problem in the fight?
Like I said, he found out Saturday night. So, like I said, I don't talk much. I'm not a trash talk that. I keep it on, but you find out on the night. That's all I can say. I'm not here to start trash talk for them. I need to sell tickets or sell the fight. My name alone sells the fight, just like himself. So I was there popular in Birmingham. So, like I said, everyone wanted me to fight him, and it made it happen.
You definitely made it happen. Fair to say, Tommy is the A side. He's got the shades. Showcasing what he's all about. But let's keep it back to the fight. Obviously, Justice is 44-1. Is there anything you've seen just this game where you think, okay, this could be a problem?
No, he's he looks up. He's trained very hard, and he's he's ready. I think he's been looking for this fight for a long time. Been training for a long time, so he's going to be physically and prepared and probably the most aggressive he's ever been going into a fight, because he's probably had this, I said, going on for a long time, thinking I need to beat Tommy Hench to fight him. So it's always been frustrating, probably one way or another. Now the fight's here, like you said, and this weekend we get to find out. I'm saying that the best is, but as I said, I've got better receipts, and on paper, I've got the better receipts. I've got I've beaten everybody, and obviously the people that have beaten me, such as Dyson, I went back and beat him. So, you come with short against Ferry. You're going to come with short against me.
Well, of course, and there's another name on your card, on your resume, actually, Tom Little. So, there's a big kind of following that you've received as a result of all this. But one thing I will say is, you can't really see on screen, but there's a few silverware that you've kind of brought as well to you today.
Belts, yeah.
Your belts as well. And one of them's One-Eyed Baz. I mean, obviously, he's very well known in Birmingham, especially if you're a Birmingham City fan. Kind of, how was that sort of thing, fighting for this belt in memory of One-Eyed Baz?
I think about Baz, right? He never used to train much.
No, he's a kickboxer though.
He didn't really train much for his fights, and he's been down for it, and I followed him the same footsteps. And he beat the full Jamaican. I'm half Jamaican. It's pretty mad, but it's some kind of a double-edged sword of this title. I mean, obviously there's nothing better than ever to win this title, but obviously he's not with us anymore, and I think that's probably more valuable than the title itself. So it's just great to be an honour to have worn it so well, carried it so well. and received so well from his family and friends, because obviously they had a true, long-term connection with a lot of people. Our time was very brief, but it was good. And to hear all the stories about him and stuff like that, it shakes me. It makes me more like, if you're going to have an idol, have a good one. Somebody who's thinking about charity, somebody who's doing the hard rest, somebody that makes people feel safe, somebody that's a gentleman, somebody that can fight. And I think, it's all good having a belt, but a lot of these people, they needed a belt when growing up. They're still around to pay themselves. So, there's lots to say. I think there's people that have won world titles or that won lottery and never felt as good as I felt at the moment of winning this title, as I did train, as I showed up, just typical, bad man fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is what it is, man. Well, the real deal.
Real deal. And he was a proud Brummie as well. And obviously, this belt is for the Midlands Undisputed Heavyweight Clash. It's going to be an absolute barnstormer. Going back to the fight as well, I was training camp. I know you said you've been training hard. You don't really talk too much. Anything you've been working on in camp for this fight in particular for Tommy Hench?
Before Tommy stepped in, I've been preparing for Perry since the last fight.
Yeah.
So I trained 7 days, and I've been preparing for him since the last time I fought him. So I knew 110% that I would knock him out this time.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, Tommy stepped in, and the way I'm looking, the way I'm stopping people in sparring or whatever, like I said, find out the night and made the best man win.
And of course, may the best man win. And obviously with yourself, Tommy, a couple of weeks ago, you stopped Luke Dyson in that rematch, been quite active. Anything you've been working on in particular for this fight?
Look, if they're only, it's only been short notice that the fight's been brought back, mate. As I say, he's definitely, he's been training 7 days a week. He's fully ready for this fight. For me, it's another day. So I mean, I'll be, I'll just get the job done, and then I'm the next person or rematch, whatever. Well, I don't want to, I don't want to be awkward in a sense of like when I'm fighting, what's going to go forward when fighting, because I don't want to be. I'm not a difficult person to learn to fight with. He's big straight up. He's already had an opponent mess around him around. It's not nice. So wherever the outcome going forward, I'll always be accessible to fight again and get on to the next year. But yeah, it's just another day for me, because I beat people all the time. But so that's what I do.
I mean, it's the name of beating up people is the game.
I'm saying.
But I want to say one thing as well. Obviously, you mentioned your father. God rest his soul. It's sad to hear that he passed, but you're fine for his memory. At the press conference, we didn't get a chance to speak about it, but you had that T-shirt on. Yeah. I didn't get a chance to ask you that question. It was, I think it might have been a picture of a child or a baby. Right. Yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
About someone I know. No, I don't know very well, but someone that was a fan of what me and Dyson were doing with the boxing was asking us if we'd wear anything for him, like as a sponsor. And obviously, his son passed away at a very, very early age. And, one of the reasons I got back into boxing, because my mate still lost through knife crime. So, I think when things like that, like fighting for, it's a college pays well. So I've got something to do for free. So, he put him out a lovely T-shirt, and so make sure that everyone remembered him and all that. So, yeah.
God rest his soul. Massive respect to you as well. It's not easy when these sort of things happen, but just bring you back down to reality in terms of what real world is like. But obviously, not long to go, guys. 1 week left. I don't think there's going to be heavy sparring and a lot of other fires on the card. How do you think 2nd of November ends for you?
Like I said, from Saturday night, I don't want to say too much to get ahead of myself or whatever. Like I said, Saturday night, find out and made the best man win. So that's what I want to say. I don't want to get too greedy or whatever. So I'll just find out on the night.
Tommy, final word for you. How does 2nd?
He's trained hard. He's amped up. It's his time to try and shine at it. We'll have a look at you on Saturday. We'll have a look at you on the weekend.
Saturday, 2nd of November, the CSL Undisputed Heavyweight Belt. It's going to be an absolute firecracker.